Who is the mysterious woman next to BTS's Jungkook who managed to leave millions of fans at a loss for words? Is this the end of all hope for the ARMY? Or is it the beginning of an unexpected new chapter in Jungkook's life? The photo is no coincidence, and their relationship turned out to be not just friends. Who is he? And why does Jungkook look different since he was with her? Not in vain. The woman next to Jungkook had this relationship. Fans are surprised. Who is the woman with Jungkook? Why isn't Jungkook staring at the camera as usual? Why does he look nervous, even tend to be reluctant to show the happy expression he usually shows in front of the public? And most astonishingly, who exactly is the woman sitting so close, so familiar, so intimate with him in a photo that is now shaking the entire ARMY fandom around the world? No one is ready. No one ever imagined that on that night, when the Seoul sky was covered with drizzle, a single image was able to split the world. Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS who has been known to be secretive about his personal life, was seen walking side by side with a woman who is not a staff member, not a fellow idol, not a familiar figure in the South Korean entertainment industry. But what makes it all more complicated and emotional is Jungkook's facial expression. There's something in there. Something inexplicable. Is that love? Scared? Or regret? It all started with a single post on the Korean fan community platform, which only lasted for 27 minutes before being deleted. But as you might have guessed, in the ARMY world, 27 minutes is more than enough. Screenshots spread. Threads grow mushroom tubs. And the most electrifying, speculation glides like a rocket, without breaks. Is she his girlfriend? Why didn't Jungkook hide it this time? Why does he look surrender? These questions are not just ordinary curiosity. This is a cry from the heart that for many years loved, supported, and adored a man who has become a symbol of hope and solace for millions of fans. For many soldiers, Jungkook is not just an idol. He was the reason they survived. And now a photograph makes everything feel foreign. The woman, who is he? From a sharp search of the fans, who never failed to trace down to the ant hole, it is revealed that the woman is not an ordinary citizen. Even more surprising, he is not new to Jungkook's world. On the contrary, he is a figure who has been in the orbit of the idol's life for a long time, but managed to keep a safe distance from the camera's spotlight. Suddenly, an old photo from 2018 reappears. A young woman stood not far from Jungkook during Big Hit's closed-door event. At that time, no one bothered. But after matching her eye shape, facial structure, and even a tiny earring in her left ear, the online community boiled over. There he is. It's the same woman. Then came even more shocking information. The woman was believed to be the granddaughter of an important figure in the Korean music industry. And more than that, some anonymous sources mentioned that he was once a trainee at a large agency, but disappeared before debuting.
Why?
What made him back off? And whether his decision has anything to do with Jungkook. It doesn't stop there. Fans found an old video, 7 years ago, when Jungkook was taking additional dance training in Japan. In an amateur video uploaded by one of the former coaches, a woman is seen sitting in a corner of the room while looking at Jungkook with an intense look. Back then, everyone thought it was just staff. But now, with all the puzzle pieces scattered about, it all starts to feel like it's coming together. And then a 9-second clip that makes ARMY's heart stop beating. Jungkook is seen leaning his head on the woman's shoulder. No words, no background music. Only the sound of rain and the heartbeat of thousands of hearts witnessed. Is this evidence of a hidden relationship? Is she Jungkook's first love, who has been tightly hidden by the agency and himself? Or is there another reason? A much deeper, more emotional, and more painful reason. There is one old statement from Jungkook that is now resurfacing and feels like a clue that has been ignored so far. I once lost someone because of a dream, and I never thought I'd see him again. Is that about him? While fans are torn between heartbreak, curiosity, and the protection of their idol, one name suddenly comes to the fore. Jimin.
Why?
Because a few days before Jungkook's photo went viral, Jimin had posted the lyrics of a song that read, "You don't have to hide it anymore. He knows the pain." Is Jimin teasing someone? Or give him the code that he knows about her? What kind of relationship was really going on backstage, which ARMY didn't even know about all this time? When Jungkook finally appeared on the live broadcast 2 days after the uproar, the atmosphere was tense. Thousands of comments flooded the screen, but not a word came out of his mouth about the incident. He simply said, "I hope you believe me, even when you don't know everything." And when he looked down, those eyes were teary. But what scratched ARMY's heart the most was the bitter smile that appeared before the broadcast was suddenly decided. Who the hell is he? Why didn't Jungkook deny or explain? Is it time the fans accepted that they're idle, in love? Or is it that there are old wounds that open again, and the woman comes not for love, but for the closure of the past? Armies around the world are now in disarray. Not out of jealousy, not out of disappointment, but because of the great love for Jungkook's figure, making every gesture, every detail, become so meaningful. What's really going on behind that picture? Can old love really be hidden? And if the woman is someone from Jungkook's past, does this mean he has been keeping a big secret for years? Or is it the woman is nobody, and all this is just a diversion from something bigger, heavier, and more painful? How did you feel when you saw that photo? Angry? Sad? Confused? Or hollow? One thing is for sure, this is not the end of the story. This is just the beginning. The beginning of the truth that had been buried so deeply and now began to surface one after another. And ready or not, the story behind this woman beside Jungkook will continue to evolve, and who knows, could be more shocking than anything we imagine. Is it possible that Jungkook, who has created a distance between his private life and the public since the beginning of his career, has finally let his defenses fall for just one person? And if so, who exactly was that woman who was able to melt down the thick walls built over the years? The deeper the excavation of information, the more blurred the line between facts and emotions. Fans don't just want to know, they need to know. Not just to satisfy curiosity, but to understand what is really going on in the life of a man whom they have loved unconditionally. The photo is not just any photo. At first glance, it seems simple. Two people walk side by side, without clasping each other's hands, without looking at each other. But precisely because of that, his mysterious aura grew stronger. Their bodies did not touch each other, but the distance between them was too close to be called ordinary. Their steps are aligned, as if having repeatedly walked together in silence, away from the worldview. And now, their silence became the loudest cry among the boisterous virtual world. Suddenly, an anonymous account on X, formerly Twitter, claims to have evidence of a voice note that Jungkook allegedly sent to the woman. Although the truth could not be verified, the contents of the voice note seemed to cut anyone who heard it. I don't know what will happen after this, but you know how much I want to keep it just for the two of us. But if the world finds out, I just want them to know that I'm not sorry. The sentence hangs between speculation and hope. Is this a sign that Jungkook is ready to reveal his love story to the public? Or did he just want to warn that a storm was coming? Meanwhile, the big hit agency remained silent. There is no clarification. There is no objection. And this is what makes it all the more painful for fans. Their silence felt like unspoken confirmation. 3 days after the photo went viral, someone uploaded CCTV footage from a luxury restaurant in Itaewon. In the 15-second video, it appears that Jungkook and the same woman are sitting opposite each other. They don't laugh. Do not play mobile. They just looked at each other in silence. But in Jungkook's face, there is something even stronger than love, doubt. Why does it look like he is making the hardest decision of his life? And when the servant came closer, the woman had time to raise her left hand. On his ring finger, clearly visible, a small ring with a blue sapphire. The ring raises more questions than it answers. Is that a sign that they've been in a relationship all this time in secret? Or was it a gift from Jungkook? Or is it a ring from the past, a symbol of something unfinished? ARMY began to connect all the pieces of information with one story that was once told vaguely in Jungkook's solo song, My Time. The lyrics tell the story of a person who loses time with someone he loves due to the pressure of popularity. At that time, many thought that the song was just a metaphor. But now, the lyrics feel like a delayed, honest confession. I'm running out of time, yeah. I can't call you. I can't touch you. And the question again echoes, is this woman a piece of the past that he wants to call back? But amid the unstoppable emotion and unrest, one shocking video emerged from TikTok, secretly recorded by someone sitting in the cafe where Jungkook and the woman had been spotted. In the video, the woman's voice is heard vaguely saying, "Jungkook, this can destroy you." And Jungkook just ants. A few days after the TikTok video with a woman's voice quote went viral, a former BTS makeup stylist staff member uploaded a cryptic post on her Instagram story. Just one sentence. "What has been hidden since 2019 is now opening up. Don't be surprised if you don't know him, because you're not allowed to." Of course, netizens did not remain silent. Various fanbase accounts began to scroll through the 2019 timeline, the year in which Jungkook had become the center of news due to rumors with a female tattoo artist. But this time, the aura and context are much different. The woman next to Jungkook isn't just someone he meets by chance in the middle of a busy schedule. He is not part of empty rumors or alleged blur photos. It feels personal, inside, too close, and perhaps too important to hide any longer. The question then arises more sharply and pricks the heart. Has Jungkook been secretly in a relationship to protect someone he cares about? And if so, to what extent is she willing to hurt in order to make the world still love her the way they want? There are small moments that are almost missed, but when rewatched by fans closely, it all feels like a piece of the puzzle that was accidentally leaked. And the live broadcast of Weverse 2. Months ago, Jungkook had played an old ballad song from Kim Kwang-suk, "Though I Loved You." After the song ended, Jungkook was silent for a few seconds.
No laughter. No joke.
Only one quiet whisper was caught by the microphone. If I could go back to that time, at that time many thought he was emotionally exhausted.
But now,
all sounds different. The whisper became a confession. A message without a name, without an address, but clearly addressed to someone who used to be present, and probably still means a lot. And the question torments even more. Does Jungkook want to go back? To that woman, various theories began to emerge. Some say the woman is a former trainee who used to almost debut with him before finally choosing to withdraw due to mental pressure. There are also those who say he is a foreign language translator who often participates in BTS concert tours. But the most shocking theory came when a French army officer uploaded a short clip showing a woman who looked very much like the woman in the viral photo, sitting in the VIP area of Jungkook's solo concert in Paris, just meters from the stage. The woman's hands trembled as Jungkook sang "Hate You." Her tears fell. But what made everyone's heartbeat faster wasn't it? It was the moment when Jungkook stared at his seat and smiled a little, even though the song was full of pain. Who could smile like that, in the middle of a song about loss, if not to someone who really understood its meaning? And that's where a new theory comes in. The song was not intended for fans in general, but for one person. One day later, Jungkook's biggest fanbase in South Korea announced a hiatus. They mentioned that they felt too emotional to continue with their usual activities, and that they felt like they were missing someone they never had in the first place. Their last sentence went viral. "Our love is unconditional." But now we realize, maybe we have been loving the version that is not entirely real. A strong reaction appeared. Some blame fans for being too possessive. Others defend their feelings. But one thing is undeniable. The world is starting to see Jungkook not just as an idol, but as a human being. Men. Someone who probably holds too many wounds, too many secrets, and too much unspoken love. The 7th day after the commotion, Weverse suddenly came to a complete standstill. Jungkook appeared live for only 2 minutes. He didn't say anything. He just sat down, looked at the camera, and said, "If you are disappointed, I'm sorry. But please, let me be happy too, even if only for a moment." Then the live was interrupted, and the whole world fell silent. Tears flooded the comments column. Fans began to write poems, open letters, tribute videos. And one sentence dominates them all. "You don't have to be perfect, Jungkook. We stay with you." But is it true that everything will remain with him? Is it after knowing who the woman is, the public will accept? Over the course of a day, the woman's identity finally emerges, or at least the confession of someone who claims to be her best friend. In an emotional post, The anonymous account said that the woman's name was Jiyoon, a former freelance composer who had been involved in BTS demo production.